In the tapestry of history, few stories are as haunting as that of the feathered serpent, Quetzalcoatl, the Aztec god of wisdom and breath. He was a creator, a teacher, and a king, but also a tragic figure who vanished from his land, sailing east into the unknown. Before leaving, he made a promise. One day, he would return from the east. This prophecy became a cornerstone of Aztec belief, passed down for generations. The Aztecs watched the eastern horizon, waiting for their god's return. The legend was clear: he would be a pale, bearded man arriving in a vessel that moved without paddles. Then, on the prophesied date, strange ships appeared from the east, Spanish galleons, their sails billowing like clouds. The men aboard were pale and bearded, just as foretold. For Emperor Moctezuma, it seemed the prophecy was coming true. The arrival of Hernán Cortés and his men marked a collision of myth and reality. The Aztecs saw the legend of Quetzalcoatl's return merge with the stark presence of foreign conquerors. This encounter would set off a chain of events that changed the Americas forever. The story of Quetzalcoatl's promised return became entwined with conquest, a tale of belief, misunderstanding, and devastation. It's a legend that still fascinates and haunts us today. To grasp the weight of this prophecy, we must understand Quetzalcoatl himself. His name means feathered serpent, a union of sky and earth, spirit and matter. Unlike the war gods, Quetzalcoatl was gentle and wise, the bringer of wind, rain, and knowledge. He taught the Aztecs to grow maize, craft jade, and read the stars. He gave them the calendar and despised human sacrifice, preferring offerings of flowers and butterflies. As a creator god, he was the patron of priests and artisans, a civilizing force. Temples and monuments honored him, his image woven into the fabric of Aztec life. He embodied the best of their civilization: creativity, intelligence, and harmony with nature. His departure left a void, a longing for the return of the god who had given them everything. The hope for his return was not just myth, but a deep yearning for a lost golden age. His absence was a wound only he could heal. This belief would shape the fate of an entire empire. The consequences would be monumental. The Aztec creation story is epic, with Quetzalcoatl as its hero. The world had been created and destroyed 4 times. After the last, darkness reigned. The gods gathered at Teotihuacan to create a new sun and a new humanity. Quetzalcoatl volunteered to retrieve the bones of past humans from the underworld Mictlan. Facing the god of death, he used cunning to complete impossible tasks and escape with the bones. In his haste, he stumbled, shattering them, explaining why people are of different sizes. Back in the world, he sacrificed his own blood over the bones. From this act, the first humans of the 5th sun, our era, were born. Humanity was created through Quetzalcoatl's sacrifice. He became the ultimate creator and protector of humankind. His legacy was one of life, not destruction. Even Quetzalcoatl was not immune to betrayal. His rival, Tezcatlipoca, the smoking mirror, envied his power and devised a cruel plan. Disguised as an old man, Tezcatlipoca offered Quetzalcoatl pulque, an intoxicating drink. Quetzalcoatl, unaccustomed to it, became drunk and broke his sacred vows. Overcome with shame, he could no longer face his people. His golden age ended in a single night of weakness. Consumed by guilt, he left his city and journeyed east, toward the sea. Legends say he sailed away on a raft of serpents, vowing to return. Others say he became the morning star. In every version, the promise remained: he would return from the east in the year 1 reed. This vow became the heart of the prophecy. It set the stage for the empire's greatest hope, and its undoing. The prophecy of Quetzalcoatl's return was precise and powerful. He would come from the east, the direction of the rising sun and new beginnings. The Aztec calendar marked the year of his return, CE Acatl, or 1 reed, every 52 years. Each cycle, anticipation grew as the people watched the eastern sea. The prophecy described a pale, bearded figure, unusual among the Aztecs. This belief shaped their worldview and state policy. Emperors and priests guarded the prophecy, watching for omens. In 1519, the year 1 reed arrived, so did the Spanish. News of pale, bearded men landing on the coast sent shockwaves through the empire. The prophecy and reality seemed to merge. The stage was set for a fateful encounter. When Cortés and his Spanish soldiers landed in 1519, the Aztec world was primed for their arrival. The year matched the prophecy. The men were pale and bearded. They came from the east. Emperor Moctezuma saw these as signs of Quetzalcoatl's return. Unsure, he sent emissaries with lavish gifts and the sacred regalia of Quetzalcoatl. The Spanish, realizing the advantage, played along. Moctezuma's confusion deepened as the Spaniards' greed and violence clashed with the god's peaceful image. Torn between reverence and suspicion, Moctezuma invited the Spaniards into Tenochtitlan. This act, born of hope and uncertainty, proved fatal. The Spanish saw the empire's wealth and struck at its heart. The prophecy became a self-fulfilling trap. The Aztecs welcomed those who would bring their ruin. Myth and reality collided, with devastating consequences. The fate of an empire was sealed. Did Moctezuma truly believe Cortés was Quetzalcoatl? Spanish accounts claimed the Aztecs were convinced, painting them as naive. But modern historians question this narrative. Moctezuma may have acted out of political caution, not blind faith. Facing unknown invaders with advanced weapons, he chose diplomacy over war. Treating the Spaniards as honored guests bought time and information. Dressing Cortés in godly regalia may have been a test, not worship. Moctezuma's actions were ambiguous, gifts and rituals but also magical defenses. The truth likely lies between faith and strategy. Moctezuma was caught between prophecy and pragmatism. His hesitation left the empire vulnerable to conquest. Centuries after the fall of the Aztec Empire, Quetzalcoatl endures. He is more than a footnote, he is a symbol of Mexico's rich ancient heritage. His duality, the bird and the serpent, reflects the balance between spirit and earth. Quetzalcoatl stands for wisdom, creativity, and the pursuit of knowledge. His story is a celebration of learning and peace, a contrast to the violence that followed. Yet it is also a tragedy of exile, betrayal, and a promise with devastating consequences. The prophecy's collision with Cortés is a warning about the dangers of dogma and misunderstanding. The feathered serpent is a symbol of resilience. Though his temples fell, his spirit lives on. He endures in art, folklore, and the national consciousness of Mexico. His legend reminds us to question history's simple narratives. The tale of Quetzalcoatl is a timeless lesson in the balance between myth and reality. It challenges us to see the beauty and complexity of the cultures that shaped our world.